Hey everybody, Vibrant Health researcher Jeff Yenser here from VibrantHealthVideos.com, and I have the good pleasure today of having Isabel Simon, board certified nutritionist and holistic health practitioner with me today. And Isabel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks, Jeff, for having me on your show.
All right, it's great to have you today, and we're going to talk about how you can achieve vastly superior health by focusing on getting your nutrition from real food. So, Isabel, can you tell us why it's so important to focus, first of all, on getting our nutrition from real food?
Great question, Jeff. Well, the purpose of food is to nourish our bodies, and food has all the nutrients that we need, from the protein, the fats, the carbs, the minerals, the vitamins, the phytonutrients. Everything is in our food. We're humans and meant to eat food. So really, food is life. So it's important to get all our nutrients from the food that we eat. The problem is a lot of times, especially in the Northern America, the so-called food that is provided to us, chemically speaking, it really isn't food. It's a bunch of chemicals and processed items that were synthesized in a lab that the food industry wants us to believe is food. But in reality, if you look at the lack of nutrition there is in those items, you cannot possibly consider this as real food, and the body does not recognize it as such. One of the things I do with my clients is teaching them how to read food labels, especially the ingredients in the body. And the bottom line, to keep it super simple, is if there is a word on that list of ingredients that you do not understand and that you do not recognize, chances are your body won't recognize that either.
I've got some pictures here of some real food, and this is actually some pictures you sent me of some meals that you've prepared, right?
Yes,
Okay, and doesn't this look yummy?
absolutely. Colorful, different textures, fruits, vegetables.
Yeah, I'm speaking of color. You know, when you talk about vitamin C, for example, now when you eat, say, an orange or a pepper or something with vitamin C in it, isn't there a bunch of other nutrients in there, like bioflavonoids and such, that come along with that vitamin C?
Absolutely. Vitamins do not come just by themselves in nature. And that's a big misunderstanding from a lot of people thinking, oh, I'm taking my vitamin C and it has 333% of it, so I'm safe. Uh, Vitamins and minerals cannot be absorbed in very, very large quantities at one point, at one time. The body will absorb what it needs and it will discard the rest. When you have a citrus fruit, for instance, that are notorious for being high in vitamin C, there will be a lot of other nutrients and fiber with that vitamin C that's going to help the body absorb the vitamin C, but also build a stronger immune system just because of all the other ingredients that are in that citrus. So if you were to tell me, should I take a vitamin C or should I eat an orange, I would say eat the orange.
Yeah, right on. There's a myth out there that a low-fat diet is going to help people lose weight. And really what I've learned is fat is an important nutrient, and a lot depends on the quality of the fat. There's good fats, there's bad fats, and can you comment a little bit on some of the quality sources of fat and why that's important?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, in the last decades, we've had this big low-fat diet type of wave. And what that has caused is people focus on just fat, fat, fat without understanding the different kinds of fat. The body does need fat to function properly. The brain needs fat to function properly. The heart, the nails, the skin, the baby in the womb needs good fats in order to develop properly. So being on a low-fat diet will mess things up inside your body. For instance, now you have the omega-3 type of fats that come from cold water fish, for instance. Those are the healthy fats that our body needs. And without enough of these, the body cannot function properly. Also, you have different kinds of vitamins. You have what we call the water-soluble vitamins and the fat-soluble vitamins. Fat-soluble vitamins means that in order for the body to absorb and digest and utilize those vitamins, they need fat being taken at the same time. Those are your vitamin A, your vitamin D, your vitamin E, and your vitamin K. So if you're on a low-fat diet and you're not eating enough of these, you are going to be ending up being deficient in vitamin A and or vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K as well. So good sources of fats are avocado, vegetable oils like olive oil, flaxseed oil, salmon, halibut, walnuts. All these are good sources of fat.
Oh, that's some great information. Yeah, I like to get the high-fat version. You know, whenever I go out, you know, the person across from me will be ordering the low-fat dressing, and I'm like, give me the high-fat version.
But you know, I think the misconception is people think that because it's low-fat, it's going to be not fattening. And it's two dangers of this is I can label a pound of sugar and label it 0 fat, no fat, fat-free, and I will be accurate. But if I eat that pound of sugar, it's going to be fattening. Also, 90% of the time when you look at products that are in the supermarket that are labeled low-fat, if you look at the ingredients, they're going to be loaded with chemicals to make up for the taste. Chemicals will make you fat because the body will store those toxins in fat tissues.
Right, so to replace the fat, they have sugar or chemicals or artificial sweeteners or something in there.
Correct.
I have talked to people in the past, and they're basically eating junk food. And at the same time, they're taking a multivitamin, and they think because they're taking this multivitamin that they're in good shape. Can you comment on that?
I see this a lot, and that's an extreme misconception. People will spend money on buying those cheaply made synthetic vitamins, but won't spend $3 on organic beets. And really, the body, again, does not recognize a synthetic. Don't get me wrong, I'm not putting all supplements in the same basket. There are some brands that do produce 100% organic, 100% whole food supplements, and I do utilize those for myself and in my practice. There are a couple of brands that I utilize that are kind of my go-to. And what I like about these is that, again, they are made with real wholesome food. So when you read the ingredients, it says alfalfa sprouts, carrot roots, and so on and so forth. So somebody who's going to eat garbage, I don't even call it junk food because I don't think it deserves the word food. I call it just junk or garbage, and think that they're safe because they're eating very high doses of a certain vitamin or mineral, are actually doing more harm to themselves than good, because the body can only absorb so much of a nutrient at a time, and everything else will be discarded, and the liver has to process all this. Nature gives us what we need. We don't need synthetic vitamins of any kind because the body simply cannot absorb those, cannot process and utilize these. And you may have, I don't know if you've had this experience, but my clients who are getting themselves with cheap vitamins, they ask me, how come my urine is so bright neon yellow? And I tell them, because literally you're peeing your vitamins away. The body can only utilize so much of it, and the rest of the time, everything else is going to discard. So really, you are throwing your money down the tube if you're buying and using synthetically made supplements. If you're going to invest in supplements, get yourself the top-notch organic made with 100% whole food.
Oh, that's great, Isabel. Now, I was just going back to these pictures of food that you sent here. It looks like you're consuming a good balance of protein, fat, carbohydrates, and micronutrients like vitamins and minerals. Can you comment on that for a minute?
Yes, a balanced meal and or balanced snack must include at all times protein, fats, and carbs, keeping in mind that carbs are your fruit, your vegetables, and your grains. So when you have a combination of all this, the body will be happy and absorb all the goodness and all the nutrients. The body, again, the vitamins, especially the fat-soluble vitamins, are going to need fat to be absorbed by the body, and the protein is going to help you digest the fat. So combining protein, fats, and carbs is your easy recipe to make sure that the body absorbs and utilizes everything that it needs. And it also makes it easier. That way you don't have to count calories. You don't need to.
Right, right. I have never been a real big fan of counting calories. I'm more about getting good nutrition first. And if you give the body the nutrients it needs, the weight kind of takes care of itself, don't you think?
Absolutely, because once the body functions the way it's designed to, it doesn't need to hold on to every fat cells that it needs to survive.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, that's fantastic. I think we're going to wrap it up in just a minute here. Do you have any final thoughts that you'd like to share with our audience?
Just keep it simple, keep it colorful, and eat real foods.
All right, real foods from the rainbow of colors. Now, I just want to share real quick your website, which is simonwellnessconsulting.com. And if people want to get a hold of you, if they want to learn more about what you're all about, they can contact you through the website. They can read all the information that you've got on there. You've got some great information on that website. And also, my website is vibranthealthvideos.com. There's a bunch of videos on this website that you can check out and explore and learn lots of good stuff. Now, this video that we're creating right now on Google Hangouts is going to be on that website. So we want to thank everybody for watching today. Isabel, thank you so much for coming on. I learned some good stuff today. You have a great day.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. I appreciate it. Enjoy your day.